Today we are flying to Hong Kong, one of the most densely populated cities on earth. And it's going to be our first time arriving in Hong Kong, and I've heard very mixed things about this city. Some people say Hong Kong is one of the greatest cities on earth. It's fast, exciting and full of energy. Others say it's stressful, overwhelming and not what it once was in the past. So today I want to experience that for myself. The plan is to arrive in Hong Kong. That was easily my worst airport experience by a country mile. Change money, figure out the transport system, check into our hotel, try the local cuisine and explore the city for the very first time. But nothing today is planned, and honestly I have no idea how this day is going to turn out. Man, this place is nothing like I expected. So what is it actually like to arrive in Hong Kong for the first time? And will this city completely overwhelm us, or will we fall in love with Hong Kong? Join us for the journey and let's find out. And we begin today's journey at London Heathrow Airport. This has been the first ever time where we've actually stayed over at the airport the night before the flight. And I can honestly say, I can't recommend it enough. It is honestly, I woke up this morning just feeling so much more energized. We had a lovely little room in Holiday Inn Terminal 4. And we also had an included breakfast as well, which was really, really tasty. Had a lot of choices as well. So from now on, I would definitely be staying overnight before flights. Before, we used to just rush to the airport on like a coach, jump on the flight, 16 hours to Asia, and it was rough. So I definitely recommend, if you are flying from London, always just stay in a hotel overnight. It just makes your experience so much better. And there are hotels within the terminal as well, which, as you can see, are only 2 minutes away from the terminal. Today we're actually flying with our favorite airline, which is Etihad. It seems to be other people's favorite as well, because it's actually the biggest queue in the airport right now. Everywhere else seems to be extremely empty. The feeling of taking an Etihad flight is a very comforting feeling. Like, the color theme feels premium, the food is delicious, the staff are really caring and nice, and also the media display as well. The movie choices are extremely good. Although I always bring my iPad with Netflix anyway, it's just nice to have a few choice of extra movies, especially on a long flight. And this one is 16 hours, so it's a very long flight to Hong Kong. An hour stopover in Abu Dhabi, which once again is also a little treat, because Abu Dhabi airport is also one of my favorites as well. It's really spacious, loads of different shops. It's just a nice airport.
Dolby, please, thank you. Together.
So we boarded the flight now, and the great thing about Hong Kong is that it's accessible to over 170 countries, visa-free for short stays, which is great because
For my passport.
Iman has the Moroccan passport and we haven't filled in any visa, no online applications or anything. So we'll see what the process is like when we actually arrive. As I mentioned though at the start of this video, I've seen some mixed reviews about Hong Kong so far, with some people saying that it's just like another Chinese city. It doesn't feel like Hong Kong as much anymore as when the British had it, which is a huge claim. So I want to see if that's true. Also, since I am British, I want to see if there are still sides of Hong Kong that have like British signs or any British like buses, stuff like this. So I'm really excited to see what Hong Kong is about. But yeah, there are a few mixed reviews that I've read online, but I can't wait to find out for myself what Hong Kong is really like in 2026. We just got off the plane and look at the transfer. What is going on here? I've never seen it like this. Oh my god, this is so bad. The security have literally lost control, man. People are just pushing through all the barriers. Oh, this is bad. Look, everyone's just going under the barriers. Chaos, man. And I said this was my favorite airport. What has gone wrong? That was easily my worst airport experience by a country mile. You know, I've had flights where I've missed them and I've had to stay in Abu Dhabi overnight here at the same airport. Actually, I missed my flight back from India. I had to stay in the airport and that was chaos. But that was like a different level, where they had to literally bring in the soldiers, like the ones in the army police form, to try and arrange people. And even then, people just weren't listening. They're pushing in the queue, they're lifting up the railing. It was so bad, especially because we had a 1 hour connection. So we're in a little bit of a rush anyway. And then people are acting like animals, man. I always hate when people just disrespect the queues and disrespect like the rules of the airport, because it's a strict place, man. And these people, they did not care. Anyway, I'm not gonna let that ruin the mood. I'm super excited to arrive in Hong Kong. So we'll see you when we arrive. And just like that, we have arrived. 16 hours down, we finally made it to Hong Kong. And I love that feeling when you first arrive in a country and you've just got to figure out everything. Everything is new, all the experiences, the sights. It's such a good feeling. I feel so happy right now to finally be here in Hong Kong. And there's a few things that we need to do since we've arrived here. One of them is they've got a giant cat that's sleeping in the middle of the airport floor. It's kind of like the teddy bear that they have in Doha, Qatar. So I really want to see that. I want to see the check-in process, and also I want to get to the metro and take that into the city of Hong Kong. So we've got a few little things that we're going to check out. And first impressions of the airport is it looks super nice. It's all surrounded by mountains, and it's a huge airport as well. Like when we were arriving in, it felt like the plane was just driving around for like 5-10 minutes. And look how simple and clean the inside of the airport is, and over there it says welcome to Hong Kong. It feels so nice as well to see a new language in Cantonese and English. Immigration and transfers this way. You can go from Hong Kong airport straight to Macau as well. You can take the ferry or you can take the bus straight to Macau. Macau actually has its own airport as well. So if you were wanting to just go to Macau, which is like the Las Vegas of Asia, then you can just fly directly there. But a lot of people, they fly to Hong Kong first, stay some nights in Hong Kong, and then go to Macau. And I think that's what our plan is as well whilst we're here. I've never seen this in any other airport before, but they have complimentary shower facilities, male and female. So let's say you just arrive here in Hong Kong, you can just go and take yourself a shower. That's so cool. And here is the advertisement for the metro system. It's called the Airport Express, MTR, direct to the city in 24 minutes. We still need to figure out how all that system works, but that's definitely the way we're going to get into the Hong Kong main city. This airport is actually a really new airport. Hong Kong originally, its airport was over on the other island, and there's like this really iconic shot that I want to buy a photograph like postcard of, and I'll put it on the screen here. It looks sick. It's like the plane flying through all the high-rise buildings. Bought that shot in, I think it was 1998, so a year after I was born. Missed it. I really did not expect to see. There's even a sign here for prayer room. Even the help desk here is AI ambassador, and you can pretty much just look at what, oh, we can put it in English. I want to quickly see what this is. Tap to speak. I can actually speak to her. What?
Hello, I am the airport customer service assistant. How can I assist you?
Okay, that's cool. I'm not going to actually talk to it, but that is pretty cool. And look, it's actually waiting for me to speak. Look, I can talk to it. Okay, the system is very similar to Malaysia. When you arrive, you need to actually take some sort of train system to get to the baggage reclaim. Oh, hello. It says the train will arrive in 2 minutes. I've got to say, everything is labelled just amazingly. Mainland Macau, immigration, transfer desk, baggage reclaim. Super simple. It's just all a straight walk this way, down and straight to the train. And the train is here. Did you hear that? Hold the handrail for the whole journey. It's gonna go fast. The train is absolutely flying. It's going so fast. The Wi-Fi here is so good. I literally just tapped on it, pressed connect, and I was joined. I didn't need to fill in any information about my age or my email. I'm straight in that Hong Kong Wi-Fi. And this is what the immigration area looks like. It feels very quiet here, to be honest. We've got e-channels for residents and eligible passport. I think I can actually go through this one with a British passport, but I'm not sure. Usually when I travel with Imana, I always try to go with her, just as I expected. Immigration was a breeze, really, really smooth. No documentation needed other than my passport, that is. Didn't have to fill in any sort of declaration. Same for Iman as well with the Moroccan passport. Sometimes we have little issues with it's not a very strong passport, but once again, it was a breeze. And it's time to collect the bags. London Heathrow 6A. Someone's just told us actually our bags should be on number 9, which is weird because obviously we came from London, but they've listed it as Abu Dhabi. Wow, whoever's got that suitcase, they must be a cool guy. The level 8 suitcase, come on. I love this suitcase, man. Look how smooth this one moves. A breeze. We've just left the room here where we collected the suitcases, and instantly the desk is here for the train tickets to the city, but I already pre-booked a Oyster card, which is the main card, like kind of like in England they use the What's the card? No, not Oyster. Oyster is English. Octopus Card is the one they use here in Hong Kong. So I've already pre-ordered one at a collection desk. I just don't know where that desk is, so I think we need to go and find it. It's definitely not this one though. I remember the picture being like a completely different desk. Wow, this is such a nice airport, and I can see the sleeping cat in the distance. But before that, we need to get the Octopus Card, and I think that it's kind of like a little mini travel hack that you pre-order your Octopus Card, because you can use this all over Hong Kong City to use the trains, the ding ding bus thing. I think even you can use them in shops. I'm not entirely sure, but it's heavily used here by the locals, so it's a great thing to have. And I will leave a link in the description so you can just go book it and you collect it from. As you come out here of Terminal A, you walk over to this desk here saying OBS, and the card should be there ready to collect. Let's see how the process goes. Can we collect the Octopus Card from here? I have the clue.
Yeah, sure. No.
Thank you so much.
2 Octopus Card. $50 is already.
Oh, thank you so much.
Top up any 7-Eleven train station.
Okay, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
So the good thing about pre-ordering the card, as you saw, I literally scanned a QR code and the cards were ready straight away with 50 Hong Kong dollars on it, which I think is around about £10. I'm not actually sure about the conversion rate out here. No, she said 50.
Ah, well,
I hope. Yeah, we paid £10 each.
Oh, really?
So I think actually 50 Hong Kong dollars must be like £5 or £6, because obviously you have to pay for the card as well. And if you don't want to pre-order it like we just did, then you can just go to a 7-Eleven and buy the card yourself there and top it up at 7-Eleven and the other little shops that are on the paper as well. Anyway, this is the part I've been excited for about this airport. Look at that cat. It's literally the same as when you're in Qatar and everyone is taking a picture of the teddy bear. But this is so much cooler. Look at it, it's like a real furry cat. We've just exchanged some of the cash, and this is our first time holding the Hong Kong currency. And look at this little coin, by the way. It's like weird, it's like a 50p English coin, but it has little ridges around it. I've never seen a coin like it anywhere I've traveled, and this is what the note looks like as well. Super aesthetic. It works out that 50 Hong Kong dollars is £4.69. So we could say £5 if we round it up. So £5 is 50 Hong Kong dollars. This way to city. We're actually heading to Kowloon, which is near, what's the place called where we're staying? Tsim Sha Tsui or something like that, which is like the main city. It's one of the main tourist busy areas of Hong Kong. So we need to catch the train there. I think we're gonna have to get the train to Kowloon and then get a taxi. I'm curious how this actually works now we've got the Octopus Card. So I'm gonna ask the desk how we actually use this thing. Like, do we just get on and tap it, or is there a way we have to buy a ticket? I have the Octopus Card already. How do I just get on, or?
Just get off and tap the card.
I just get off and then tap it. Okay, so she said you actually tap the card to get out of the station on the other side. So you don't need to tap your card or anything to actually get on it, but to get out of the station on the other side, that's when you tap the card. These are the different stops as well. So we have Tung Chung Line, we have Kowloon, which is where we're going, and then you can then branch off from Kowloon into other railway system. So first impressions of the train, this looks premium. This is like something that you pay a lot of money for. I'm not actually sure how much we're paying for it. And the rules are, it's a quiet section, meaning no talking. He's already breaching it. Wait. Charging points, no smoking, no eating or drinking. And there are actually fines for smoking and fines for drinking as well. Maybe that explains why everything is just so clean, because you can't eat, drink or smoke in here, which is nice. Oh, and also they're using the English plug, the best plug. I've noticed on this train as well, it flickers at the next stop and where you are now, so it's really easy to now. Everything so far has felt super smooth in terms of navigation. So then when it gets to Kowloon, it will flash to say it's the next stop. And look at the views from the train. Since we've not actually slept and we've had, like I said, a 16-hour journey, everything right now feels like a dream. Like I'm looking out the window, everything looks like so beautiful. There are like mountains and stuff, but it all just feels like a dream. It doesn't feel real right now. I think once I sleep, it will really settle in that we're finally here. But for now, it just all feels like a dream.
Like you look at everything, oh, is I'm actually in Hong Kong?
Yeah. And we have arrived to Kowloon. Let's see how the Octopus Card actually works. So we did top it up again in 7-Eleven with some extra cash. Is it any of them? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Sweet as a whistle. I didn't download the Octopus app on my phone before leaving the airport, and I don't want to rinse my data, so we'll see how much it actually costs, or I'll just put it on the screen now actually how much it costs to go through. But from what I googled, I think it worked out to about £10 for a 20-minute scenic ride on the fast train to Kowloon. Since we're heading to Tsim Sha Tsui, it actually tells you the fare for a taxi is only 40 Hong Kong dollars, which is around £4. And we were going to try and figure out the whole train system, the buses and all that, but the guy over there in the green jacket, he was like, oh, just take a taxi, it's cheap. And he was right, because the prices are listed. So let's see how this goes. Will he use the meter, or is it set price? And what do the taxis look like here in Hong Kong? It's a very organized system actually. There is one man who is in charge, and he just tells you go to number 2, number 7, number 3, and then your taxi is just here. So oh, look at that. Retro, baby. That looks so cool.
What was the hotel's name?
Soravit on Granville. Man, these taxis are so cool. They're like real retro vibes. Very nice. I thought they would be like London taxis, but they are nothing like London taxis. They're very unique. Hong Kong style. Is it meter or is it set price? Meter, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That was actually a really nice taxi driver, and as I've just stepped out of the taxi, I can smell salt and vinegar like English fish and chips, but what I can see is something very different. A huge pizza. Look at the size of these, and one slice is £3.50. Well, a little bit less than £3.50, but yeah, that is a huge slice. I believe our hotel is just down this street here, which is called Granville Street, and it seems to be one of the busiest streets here as well. There are a lot of people, a lot of really big name shops like that. I saw a Jollibee on the way in, and this restaurant here is full of people. I don't want to film people while they're eating, but it is so full. There are some parts of this place that feel really English, like some of the roads, and everyone's driving on the same side as England. But the rules here are very different. Jaywalking is actually a crime here in Hong Kong that you can get a fine for. So you hear that beeping now, that means we can cross the road. But if it wasn't beeping and we tried to cross the road and a policeman saw us, then we would take a fine for that. So there are some differences. Like I said, it feels kind of like some elements are English and then other elements are like super Chinese. I remember growing up as a kid when I used to run to the Chinese to collect the order for my family. They always had one of these in like the shelf behind the desk, the waving cat. I think it's a sign of good luck in the Chinese culture. I'm not really sure. Here is our hotel, and look at what we've got next door. 7-Eleven. The convenience stores in Asia are a different level, and we're going to go check one out in this video a little bit later. Not 7-Eleven, but a different one that I've seen on Google Maps that looks really cool. So let's try and check in. It's way early. The time right now is probably about 10:30 in the morning, and check-in says 3 o'clock. So I am praying right now that they just let us check in. If not, we'll just drop off the suitcase and sleep on the streets. Thankfully, the guy on the desk here has been a legend. He let us put our bags to the side, we went to the shop, and now he's let us check in super early. It's probably about 11:30 now, and he's let us check in basically like 3.5 hours early. So super grateful for that. And I just want to mention as well, Hong Kong is like really known for having tiny rooms, and it's a very expensive city, especially for renting and living here. It's super expensive, and even renting an apartment for a short-term stay, I think most people usually stay here for around 3 or 4 days and they move on, because it is very expensive to stay here, especially if you want like a nice big apartment. But saying that, we have spent 170 British pounds, which is 1,700 Hong Kong dollars on this room for 3 nights. As you enter, we have the bathroom here on the left. It's small, cozy. As you see, we have a shower, have this really nice window with some little like glass decoration. I don't know if these are actually to drink from or if they're just like for aesthetic, but we get some hair. What is this? I think this is toothbrush, a nice little bowl sink, toilet, and then the main part of the bedroom. So as you see, it's a very small apartment. There's just a small walk-in. So we have a little cupboard to put our clothes. We have the bathroom here, and then A fridge as well. And then the main part of the room is just this. It's literally just a bed. The main part of the room is just a bed and then a TV on the wall. It is quite a tight walk space, but saying that, it's a really nice modern room. I can't really complain, especially for the price. I think it's amazing.
It's a bit bigger than most of the rooms in Hong Kong.
Yeah, when we were looking on booking.com, well, you booked this room, but
yeah, because most of them like around like 13
meter squared.
Yeah,
they're very
this
small.
one I think is like 18.
Something like that. Either way, most of them you walk in and it's literally just this. There's no real like walkway or big bathroom. They're a lot smaller than this. So it's a nice room, and we have this big open view of the city as well, which I always love to have a nice view in the room.
It's going to be really beautiful at night.
What do you think? For £170 for 3 nights, is it worth it? When planning this trip to Hong Kong, I knew it would be a true challenge for any suitcase, so I knew I had to go with something reliable, and that's why I chose the 26-inch Voyager from level 8. It's a very chaotic city full of people, and I knew the 360 wheels on this suitcase would easily handle guiding in between people, crossings and on those busy streets. But my favourite thing about this suitcase is the way it's designed on the inside. It makes it super easy to pack all of the things you need, because the bars of the suitcase actually fit down the side. They don't go down the centre like other traditional suitcases. So you get extra packing space to bring along an extra pair of shoes. Maybe you want to bring extra pair of trousers, some extra t-shirts, and you get your money's worth from the airline. Speaking of airlines, they actually don't care about your bag enough. They're going to throw it and it's going to get damaged. And the last thing you want is to be walking through Hong Kong with a broken wheel on your suitcase. Thanks to level 8 though, you do get a warranty on your suitcase, and they are made very, very durable. And they look super aesthetic. I've gone for the yellow colour for my suitcase. I feel like it stands out, it's minimalist, it's clean, and whenever I'm in the airport I can always find my suitcase super quick because it stands out amazingly. Another feature that's heavily overlooked when buying a suitcase is a good lock system. This one has a TSA lock system that you put your custom code and it just pops open. It's super easy, you don't need to try unclipping anything. It's just a stress-free experience when traveling with this suitcase. And thanks to level 8, you can actually buy this suitcase with my discount by scanning the QR code on screen here, or you can just check out the link in the description or in the comments, and you can get yourself a suitcase for life. Okay, it's now the next day. We crashed out so hard. I think I've slept for over like 15, 20 hours. I've slept so heavily. As you saw in the last clips, this eye when I was editing back was so red and sore from not getting any sleep on the flights. But I'm feeling energized now, and I've woke up with a real hunger in my stomach. Are you feeling hungry?
Yeah.
You think we should go eat first?
So hungry. Yeah, maybe we could try.
What is it that you want to eat first? Like, what is it, something that you'd really love to try while you're here?
The pineapple bread and the egg tart.
Nice. Sure, you go classical. Very nice. Right now, I'm really craving.
But we need something really.
Yeah, I'm really craving one of my favorite Asian dishes, and that is the beef noodle soup. And it's like an iconic dish here in Hong Kong. If you type up beef noodle soup, I'm pretty sure there's one within like 1 to 2 minute walking distance. So we found a little spot on Google that makes the noodles handmade fresh every day, and we're gonna head there now and try their local beef noodles. As you can see as well, the weather, we've been blessed today. The weather is absolutely amazing, and it feels really, really humid here. It's like when you first step out of your hotel, it's like you're stepping out into a jungle, bro. The best way to describe it is I always feel like I'm stepping out into the Amazon rainforest, man. Like I'm getting off the plane and stepping into the Amazon rainforest. It is just so humid, but the environment is so different. It's like a concrete jungle. Everywhere you look, it's just high-rise buildings. Funnily enough, everyone knows Hong Kong as just really tall, high skyscraper buildings and that you don't see the sun, but the streets look absolutely lovely right now. There's so much sun, it's bright, it feels like summer here. And since we're staying in the centre of Tsim Sha Tsui, you see there is so many people here. Look at everyone just waiting to cross the road. Watch this, it's like Japan. Let's cross. Yeah, there's so many people crossing this road. It's like a mini version of, you know, the iconic place in Japan, in Tokyo. When everyone is queuing to cross the road, the streets actually become pretty tight for space. Like, we were just waiting just to get down this road a little
Me
bit.
and you are the same.
Yeah, we can't stand together to like walk down the road when you get near the crossing points because there's just that many people. The famous Jollibee, I can't wait to try that. I've come across this bakery now called Milk Fill, and I just want to quickly check it out because after I eat anything salty, I always like to have something sweet, and also it gives a good idea of what the prices are like here. So these look like, they look similar to croissants but dipped in stuff, and the price is £4.60 for one, and for a little cake over here, it's like £7 to £8. So guess how much one piece of cake is? Oh, you can see already.
I can see.
£8.
£8.
That is so expensive. And Hong Kong is known to be very expensive. As I mentioned, the rent prices here are insane, man. The prices feel like, to me so far, they feel like London. Like last night I popped to the shop to buy some drinks, and obviously I just showed you the cafe here, and the prices here are so expensive. Everywhere you walk, there are just like these amazing colours that pop out. I think this is a little cafe over here, and even just the banner for it is so stand out. Like, it makes me want to go buy something. It looks so cool. Man, I saw this as a joke on Instagram, but it's true. When you walk around, there's water that is constantly falling. Like, it almost feels like at points, is it beginning to rain? But it's actually like the extracted juice from the air conditioning. Look. Can you feel all that water blowing on you? It feels like it's raining, doesn't it? You're never short of food options here in Hong Kong. There's so many little restaurants that are just full of people as you walk down. And we've come across this one now that we want to mention. And it is, as you can see, it's keto friendly, it's vegan friendly, it's Muslim friendly, and it's halal. So it pretty much caters for everyone. And there's even like vegan gyms here. Like, if you have a dietary requirement, then this place is just perfect. It's so easy to find the food that you need in Hong Kong. And look, they have a separate menu actually for halal menu.
When I was looking on Google Maps,
Yeah.
when I was looking on Google Maps, I didn't see this place at all. Let's give you two noodle soup plates.
Yeah, I've always found that like when you search on Google Maps, you don't see a lot of the places that are actually good. You kind of have to just walk around and find them for yourself, because this place looks pretty good. And the prices also don't actually look that bad. As I mentioned, $60, you just take off the zero, it's basically $6, £6. So £6 for a main meal, £8 for this one, almost £9. That's actually not really that bad. It's more of like the snacky kind of things that feel expensive and hotels that are expensive here.
Yeah, the hotel for sure.
We thought that navigating would be hard because the alleys and the streets are very small and there's lots of turns. It's kind of like a concrete jungle. But it's actually been quite easy to find the spot we were looking for, and this is what it's called. I don't know what that actually says. Maybe I'll ask when we go inside, but this is the spot we're going to come to.
The only thing that we know is halal.
Yeah, all the food here is halal, and it's famous for handmade beef noodles.
No, I didn't Arabic.
This is the halal logo. It's in Arabic, and it's also in English, and it's called Zhu Mian Ren. And if you just type this in on Google, Zhu Mian Ren, then it will obviously come up. Or if you can speak Cantonese, you can just type that in. Right, where we sit. Hello. Thank you so much. So this is what the restaurant looks like. It's kind of like a small, modern, cozy sort of restaurant. And I've noticed in the street and in the shops as well, they offer you power banks to charge your phone. So if you walk around the city, your phone will never die pretty much, because there's power banks everywhere. I think outside of all the 7-Elevens, they put power banks as well, so you pretty much never run out of charging your phone, which is really, really useful. Anyway, this is what the menu is like. There is a front and there is a back. The front is, I think, that's a signature dish, I think. No, I'm just joking, I don't know what it says. But this is the beef noodle, a lot of it. We can ask in a moment. And then on the back, I think it's more like a variety of things, like rices, eggs, like a la carte kind of thing, little pieces of kebabs. For me, I just want probably the signature dishes.
But this one came, I think, as a meal. I think it's 7.20.
Yeah. Oh, it tells you, look, a signature beef brisket ramen,
Yeah.
lamb or beef skewers, served with lemon tea or milk tea, and you can add $3 for a cold drink. So 30p, and you can upgrade it to like a Pepsi or something. So I think I'm gonna go for that. Do you want to go for the same, or do you want to try something different?
Yeah.
Oh, you're playing it safe. Yeah, let's both get one of these. It feels like when you're sitting down, it feels like dinner with a view, because you can actually watch them make the noodles. As you can see, there's like a big barrel of water here where it drops the fresh handmade noodles, which you can choose either thick Vietnamese or you can choose the thin ramen Japanese, and we've both gone for the Japanese noodle. And then behind it has like the broths, the meats. So it's actually really interesting to sit here and watch them actually make your noodles. Man, that's a big bowl of soy sauce right there as well. The staff here are actually really nice as well. They were just saying to me, are you a content creator? And I said, yeah, I'm content creating. And they said, oh, you can show the kitchen and stuff. So far the experience has been really good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is so amazing.
Even communicating here in Hong Kong feels like a breeze. Like everyone speaks
Everyone speaks English.
perfect English as well. And the food has arrived. They've already given us the bill as well, which is 162 Hong Kong dollars. And this is what we've gone for. The beef ramen with thin Japanese noodle. It really smells strong of spring onion and coriander as well. Gives it a really like fragrant smell. And then I've gone for 2 lamb skewers and Iman's gone for 2 beef skewers. So we're gonna have 1 beef and 1 lamb each. And we've gone for the same thing as well, which you can choose your spice level. As you can see, I have like the littlest bit of chili oil and Iman's got a whole. You're gonna suffer with that. And we've been given a spoon, obviously, for the broth of the noodles, and also chopsticks, which we don't know how to use. So, excuse me, can I get a fork, please? Thank you so much.
Would you like to try our handmade yogurt?
Oh, we'd love to, yeah, please.
Yes, it's free.
Oh, thank you.
Our manager.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, so we've been given a complimentary yogurt as well, which is handmade. So after we have the meal, we can have like a nice handmade yogurt. That's really nice. Look at these noodles. You can tell that they are fresh handmade. Okay, this one. Oh, that is so delicious. The noodles are like really soft, almost like buttery soft. And the meat is like thin slices of beef, so it just melts in your mouth. The broth is a strong tasting broth, which is always the key to a good beef noodle soup. Anytime that the broth is like weak, it's like pond water, man. It has like no taste and it's just a miserable dish. But if you can get a good broth, you know it's a good noodle soup, and the broth is very good. How you find it?
It's really delicious. Tastes really beefy.
Yeah, the broth is really tasty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very
That's the key, man. If the broth is not tasty, then you know. The level of service here so far has just been unreal. Like, the food came really quick. Probably in the space of a minute or 2 since we ordered. Everything was super hot. The woman just bought me even more broth because I was saying how much I loved it. And so far everything is just amazing. That's crazy. I was saying to Iman how I want to leave them a tip because they've been really kind. And what did you say?
Yeah, I remember that Phoebe told me, you know, our friend from Hong Kong, she told me that tipping, you don't need to tip in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and I was like, you need to Google this and make sure. And it literally says on Google that tipping is considered rude in Hong Kong. I almost feel like, do I suggest it or do I just not mention it at all and just not tip? It feels rude to not tip as well though, so it's like I feel either way you feel rude. We're gonna try now our lamb skewers. I don't think there's a point in trying the beef because we're already eating a beef noodle soup, so we'll just try the lamb. 1, 2, 3.
So soft.
Delicious. We were just saying as well how on this trip we want to try, because we're traveling for a long time on this trip, we want to eat a little bit cleaner, so it's nice to eat like grilled meats, beef noodle soup, rather than like fried chicken and deep fried stuff. Skewers are also coated in kind of like a seasoning. It looks like dried cumin. It looks like, I don't know, maybe chili.
Chili and cumin.
We've finished the mains of the food now and it's time to try the in-house made yogurt. I think she said it's made with Australian milk and milk powder as well.
Look how it's very like smooth and thick.
Super silky. It almost looks like butter, innit? Like it's just super soft.
Bismillah.
Super creamy, right?
So tasty. I tried so many yogurt. This one, it just tastes so special. I'm not lying.
Yeah, she wasn't lying. I wasn't even going to try it on video or anything like that, but I've just tried it and it tastes just like Muller yogurt in the UK. But creamier and thicker. Can we leave a tip or it's not nice to leave tip?
Oh,
Tip is okay or no tip?
no tip. Yes.
Oh, okay.
we just,
Okay.
Yes, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Also, which social media forums did you
We're
use?
doing YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, and we'll probably put it Instagram as well.
Oh, could you give?
Yeah, of
give
course,
us your
yeah.
phone number? They do want to follow you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's like this one.
Why you have so many followers?
Thank you. So far, I really just love Hong Kong. I can't really say anything bad so far.
From the first day.
The people have been really nice, haven't they?
Yeah, they're really nice. Like, you know, when you see them, like how happy they are, you just want to hug them. You know, even you don't know them, you just like, let's
Yeah.
hug.
And in that restaurant that we were just at, they were so good to us. They really took care of us well, and they gave us the complimentary yogurt as well. So really good spot, and I would definitely check it out. I will put the name and the address on the screen, so if you want to go there, you can just check it out. Google Maps does work fine here as well. What is this place?
Let's explore.
Yeah, there's one other spot that we want to check out, right? What's the name?
Don Donki.
Oh, I've seen so many videos on Instagram of these kind of places, mainly in South Korea actually. I didn't think they would have them here, but look, it's a place that's just full of slot machines. Not slot machines, what are these called? Grabbing machines. They have Pokemon cards, teddy bears. This is so cool. Look at this. You can win Pokemon cards from a grabbing machine. This is the convenience store we want to check out, and this will give us a good idea of what the prices are like here in Hong Kong. And the name is Don Donki, and it's actually a really famous spot as well, because when we told our friend who is from Hong Kong, she was really excited about this shop. It's actually a Japanese discount shop, and I think it's going to be full of loads of unique different things. So let's head down and check it out. This place looks so cool. Can you hear the song when you walk in as well? Don Don, Don Don.
The song is really nice. It's cute.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit torturing when you hear it all day.
Oh my gosh, I know. You know the people that work at these places, and all day you just hearing the same song. Like, for a first time experience, it's so nice hearing this Don Don Don. But imagine you work here and all day you have to listen to Don 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 Donki. Welcome to Don Don Donki. It's like an underground shop. It's so cool. I know that these are really popular in Japan, where you collect like a mystery toy. It could be either one of these. You put in 500, by the way. What? Huh?
For what?
What the heck? Or is that the price? Is that the price, or is that the price? That is so expensive. Yeah, it's a Japanese supermarket, so everything that we see, a lot of it is going to be imported from Japan, so it might actually be even more expensive here. It feels like very stimulating with just how much colour there is. It's like walking into a flipping kids Netflix show. It's just so bright. There is like every colour of the bloody rainbow in here. It's so bright. You know the phrase, a kid in a candy store? I feel like they're talking about this shop. It's all the different colours, the different sweets, the choices. Look at this, it's kind of like overstimulating just how in your face it is. And you can buy fresh bakery items as well. As you can see here, you can buy like little cakes that are priced at around £2.50, 26 Hong Kong dollars. This one here is 33 Hong Kong dollars. And you can get a bigger one as well for 71 Hong Kong dollars, which I think is an okay price. It's a little expensive, but it's not too expensive. And this is so random. Oh, it's under a hot light as well, so I assume these have been freshly cooked and they're not just sat here all day, but they have roast chicken. Wow, the price is so good. 69 Hong Kong dollars for this. And they have loads of different flavors like lemon and pepper. They have some wings. And then if you're starving, they've got whole meals in here. For only 59, you get this big platter of rice. It looks like, what is that? I think it's pork, egg, and noodles. And then they have a beef one. It's so strange how things are priced here. Like the meals are so well priced, like £5 for a meal, but then you can spend £4 on a tiny little cake.
If you noticed in our videos before, we always go to Chinatown, like Asian stores and all, but now it feels like we are in the real land of everything. All the Asian shops are around us.
Yeah, if you've seen a lot of our videos, you'll see that we always go to Chinatown. We've been in London, we've been in Birmingham, we've been in Manchester. But now we are in, the selection here is unreal. You can find anything in here It feels like the whole of Asia has just been put in one shop. Let's get a quick speed run of some of the prices that are here so you can get a good feel for how expensive Hong Kong actually is. The eggs are £7 for that. That is very expensive. Well, you can get these eggs actually, 10 pieces, and they're Japanese fresh eggs for £3. So that's not too bad actually, it just depends.
It's like English rice.
Yeah, or you can buy 2 eggs for £1. Cheese desserts, 29 Hong Kong dollars. Japanese asparagus, 19 Hong Kong dollars. 249 Hong Kong dollars for 1 mango.
£25 for that one mango.
Apples, 59 Hong Kong dollars. Ready noodles, 22 Hong Kong dollars.
Remember?
Yeah, I love this one in Indonesia, but it was only like 50p in Indonesia. Here is 22.90, which is £2. Maybe it's just because the things are imported or the rent prices are really high, or I'm not sure, but things are quite expensive here compared to where we've explored already in Asia anyway. It's like my childhood has just flashed before my eyes. Tamagotchi, oh my gosh. I grew up having a Tamagotchi when I was younger. Me, my sister, my friends, we all had Tamagotchi. So this is major nostalgia. Did you ever have a Tamagotchi? No. I feel like you need a Tamagotchi. They're so cool. They're like little pets on a key ring, and you just have to feed it, play games with it. Super cool, especially when we were kids. This was the thing. Right, we finished up at Don Donki, and it was actually a pretty sick shop. Like the experience overall just being in there was really, really nice, but the prices were so expensive. And we've headed now to the main street of Hong Kong. I believe this is the main street because this way it leads you to like the sea, what do you call it, like the pier sort of thing. And then this way it leads you to all the markets. And we're gonna head to a market now called Temple Street. But as we were walking, we noticed these really cool stairs, and we took some Instagram pictures as well. And these are comic stars of Hong Kong. So this one, for example, is Jerry Cho, and then you scan the QR code and it tells you all about each character, and it goes all the way up. And they are characters starting from 1966 all the way up to the modern day comic characters of Hong Kong. And then behind this is a park. Along this street you find some of the bigger brands that you see pretty much everywhere in main cities, like Adidas. There is a DJI shop, there is a Fila shop, a watches shop like Rolex. But the cool thing about Hong Kong actually is if you buy tech here, it is so much cheaper because most of it comes from Shenzhen, which is around the corner obviously from Hong Kong, in China. And I looked in the DJI shop real quick, I didn't film it, but the cameras are there were like £100 cheaper in there than they are on Amazon in England. So if you are going to buy any electronics, it's probably a good idea to buy them in Hong Kong actually, and you can get tax back at the airport if you do buy them as well. We're now in Adidas though, and we're checking out their exclusive Hong Kong collection. As you can see, it's a really unique collection. They got Adidas sportswear and then egg waffles and some of the famous things that are here in Hong Kong. They've got this cool hat as well with the egg waffle. They've got egg waffle Adidas socks, and Iman is looking at getting the Hong Kong Adidas bag. I love it, I really love it. And I think it's such a sick like piece to buy whilst you're away. Some of the pieces they've got in this shop as well are insane. Look at this, a Japan Adidas top, some retro unique football tops, and more Asian exclusive Adidas pieces. And a man has secured the bag. I did kind of gaslight her a little bit to get it because I think this bag is so unique that it's an exclusive Hong Kong collection for Adidas. I think you can't not buy that while you're here.
No, it's so nice.
And most countries you buy a tote bag anyway, right?
Yes, but this one is, I think it's the most special one.
For sure. Wow, look at these buildings here. They look super old. They give off the 1950s Hong Kong style. I saw so many of those old aesthetic cafes from the 1950s, 60s that looked so amazing, old aesthetic. I really wanted to eat there. But unfortunately, a lot of them, the government has taken them away this month in May. And I'm not sure why they've actually done it, but they're taking away a lot of the old retro sort of cafes and stuff. I think they're trying to build like a new Hong Kong without the old style. So anyway, as we were walking, we walked past this shop called Bread Talk, and it's now time to try the egg tart. I'm having a really bad stomach problem at the minute from my flight yesterday, so I don't think I'm going to try the tart, but Iman said she will try it for us and let us know how it is. This style of egg tart is actually the Portuguese egg tart. This one is famous in Macau, as that's where the Portuguese were based, so this is more of the Macau style, and I'm not sure if they have the Hong Kong style, which doesn't have the burn on the top. It's just like a plain bake sort of thing. You'll see when we get one, hopefully.
Shall I try the pineapple one? Shall I try?
Yeah, since they don't have the egg tart, I think you should try the pineapple bun now, and then later on I'll grab you the egg
The
tart.
egg tart is near us.
Yeah, there's one that sells in
This
Iris.
one, I think I didn't see it where we live.
Yeah, I think you should try this one. The name is actually Boluo Yao,
But they call it the pineapple.
which is the pineapple bread. Yeah, let's take one of them. Hello, we just want one pineapple bread, please. Yeah. Grab a tong and pick the bread. So you go around with the tongs and this little board, you pick what you want and then you take it to them and they bag it for you. We thought that you had to go to the desk here and ask them and then they collected it. Wow, look at that. What is that? Is that butter or what? Pineapple flavoured butter? Or is the bread?
Said it is nothing to do with pineapple.
Oh.
Yes.
So it's just bread and butter, it's not actually pineapple.
It doesn't have any relationship with pineapple.
I was thinking it was pineapple flavoured.
It's saying that's why they call it pineapple, because they have like a...
Oh, because the pattern is like a pineapple.
Yeah, like a...
Okay.
Thank you so much. I love that all the shops here, they all take Visa, they all take MasterCard, they all take QR code, and they all take the Octopus Card. So you don't even, well, you do need the Octopus Card for traveling, I think, but to buy things, you don't really need the Octopus Card. You can just pay by Visa or MasterCard, which is actually a huge difference between China and Hong Kong. Because in Hong Kong, you can't use MasterCard or Visa, I don't think. When I took a Chinese airline, it was only WeChat Pay, so big difference there. And now it's time for the pineapple bread. I wonder if it's going to be sweet or...
Very fluffy.
Oh yeah, can I feel it?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's super airy, like it feels almost hollow inside but very doughy. Big bite. It's delicious. What does it taste like?
It's like a fluffy biscuit, like something like that.
Oh, does it taste sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
Oh really? Actually, I will try a little piece. I'm gonna have to try this now because since Iman said it doesn't have pineapple, I started to question how sweet it really is, and it's crumbling everywhere.
So delicious. You can eat it
wow.
every breakfast.
That is really delicious.
I will have it every breakfast.
The best way to explain it is the bottom bit is like a bread roll, right? Really soft bread roll, really
soft.
doughy.
And
But the top
buttery.
is like sugary.
Yeah, it's like tastes like a biscuit on
Yeah,
top.
you're right. It tastes like a crumb of a biscuit on top, and then it has butter inside as well.
Yeah.
What do you rate it?
10 out of 10.
Now it's starting to feel really like Hong Kong. The close alleyways, the little street food kind of places, the neon lights. This is the Hong Kong we came to see. The best thing about these streets are actually that you can find the cheapest, most delicious food. So I'm absolutely livid right now that my stomach is just in a mess. But this is Temple Street. This is a street we've came to see, and it's meant to give you the real kind of view of what Hong Kong is really like. Kind of like a raw, unfiltered version of Hong Kong. And I love it so far. I love the old buildings as well. Although they look really run down, I feel like it just really gives off a nice vibe. Like it feels very different to anywhere we've been before. It almost has like a gritty sort of feel to it, but I really love it. And this area absolutely reminds me of the entrance to Chinatown in London. It's the same literally the same brickwork and the same style of like decoration as well. And as you can see, there are so many different food stores, sorry. This stall is selling fried chicken rolls, samosas, vegetable fried rice, noodles, and then there are little stores here as well that are selling like big oysters, big fresh oysters, sausages, the buns, classic pineapple bun with butter.
Here where you can find all the food.
Yeah, and I think this part is where you can buy like the fake stuff, or maybe even just like small sellers selling markety items.
I hope I'm
This
not
side-
finding this bag here.
And this side is selling the street food. Yeah, it's like a carrier bag for McDonald's. I have no idea what any of this actually is. I think it's a game that they play in China or Hong Kong, but it looks so interesting. It sort of looks like, what's that, dominoes? It sort of looks like dominoes. And then over here they've got a lot of fridge magnets. And the one that caught my eye, actually, these ones here of Kim Jong-un. I kind of want to buy one. This shop is selling the traditional Chinese outfits. I usually like to buy the outfit of the country I visit whilst I travel, but I don't think I will buy that one here because it's a short trip and I don't really feel like I will wear that style continuously, whereas other countries I've visited, like Indonesia, I've bought their full outfit and I go back there all the time, so I think that one was a good purchase. And mine just can't help herself, always looking at the bags. I've just seen this like dome area that looks like really cool street food restaurants, and I think you can just go and walk around inside and see the different restaurants. This looks wicked. Whoa, look at this. Wow, this looks crazy. You got the woman here, she's washing all the plates. Oh, you can't go that way, it's blocked off. Oh no, that's not good. They got raw meat just sitting on the side. I didn't see that. But look at all the little kitchens. They look really clean actually. Oh my gosh. Oh, what? These are the coolest fridge magnets I've seen anywhere. Look at the different designs. They've got a whole bunch of food. They've got location. And then they have these, which I find super strange. It's like, of course, they have Bruce Lee, the icon of Hong Kong. But there's some of like the most controversial, yet iconic, some of them anyway, like world leaders. Look at this one. Donald Trump as the priest. What? As the Pope, sorry. And then they have like these communist China ones, which I'm actually going to buy, I think, this one, which I have no idea who the guy is. But it has the hammer and sickle communism symbol. So I think I'm actually going to get this one. I just think it's weird and cool, so I'm going to grab it. As I look at these street food places, I'm seeing so many things I've never seen before, like dishes I've never even heard of. And there's a really funny quote that our friend Phoebe told us, who is from Hong Kong. And she said, growing up, there used to be a quote that if the back faces the sky, you can eat it. So anything that is on all fours, you can eat it. Which I think is a really, really funny quote. It makes me laugh when I think about it.
What fish?
Any fish?
They eat all the fish, but he's never seen the sun.
It's because you see all those things online about they eat like pet animals and stuff like that. So I was like, what animals like do they eat in Hong Kong before I came? This was like probably over like 2 years ago. And that's what she told me. She said, if the back faces the sky, you can eat it. Damn. You just walk down any street here, there are luxury cars everywhere. Just a Lamborghini parked in the middle of the street, followed by a Tesla. And Tesla is actually one of the most popular cars here. Another supercar over there. Crazy. Tesla is so popular here as well. Every 1 or 2 minutes you will see a Tesla drive down the street, and I'm not sure the reason. Does Tesla get made in Shenzhen or does it get made in Hong Kong? I know Tesla is American, right? Elon Musk. But there seems to be loads of them here. Literally 30 seconds after that clip, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Every car here, Tesla.
That is only explain something that Tesla is made it here.
It must be, because I've never seen this many Teslas.
In Shenzhen.
If that car there is a
like
Tesla,
that,
no, it's not.
China.
As you can see, the time's ticked on a lot later now, and we're heading to the harbour because thankfully right now there is still the Hong Kong light show, which actually the government have decided they're not going to do anymore. So we're quite lucky that we're still here in Hong Kong, and if it's something you wanted to see, you need to know that it's not going to be a thing anymore. The Hong Kong government have decided to remove it because they want to make it more special, because obviously it's been going for years. It's the same light show every single night at 8 p.m. They want to change it now so it's event based, so like at Christmas and like big events like this, then they will have light shows, but they don't want to have them every single night anymore. And we've arrived at the harbour. Look at this place. I can imagine in the day it's a nice view, but at night I think with all the lights, the buildings glowing, the Ferris wheel in the distance, I think it just looks so incredible, and I think it's a must visit. Even if the show of lights isn't on at the time you visit, I think you must come and see this. It's really visually beautiful. So the cruise that we have booked is called the Symphony of Light cruise. It was on Get Your Guide. I'll leave a link in the description. I think it costs £15 each for the night tour. You can do the day tour without the lights show and all that stuff.
The expensive one is the night one.
Yeah, but if you do want the Symphony of Lights, which is the light show here in Hong Kong, then you do have to pay a little bit more. But even then, £15 is more than reasonable, I think, for a cruise ship with drinks and a light show, which is really good.
I think £8 you can get on day one.
Yeah, for the day one it's probably like £8 or something around there. And if you do decide to book the same one as us, you can literally just follow from this tower. You just walk all the way around to pier number 3, and that's your meeting point for the boat. And by 20 to 8 we were boarding the boat. We thought actually at some points that we weren't even going to be able to get on the boat before the light show, because there was loads of hesitation between the boats and getting on it. But once we were on, the boat was really lovely. It was super clean, very spacious. I think this boat could easily fit probably over 50 to 100 people. It was really a big boat. But we went to the upper deck and it wasn't that big in the upper deck, and I think that's where you actually do get the best view. The big perk from booking the one that we booked was it was unlimited drinks. The snacks, however, on the bar, they were not included. They were actually like pay as you grab sort of thing. But we grabbed 2 drinks and we sat and waited for the show. The view is just amazing from this river cruise, right? And I want to say that the view itself is what really sells it. It really sells it. It's not about actually the light show, because once the light show began, it was okay. I'm going to be honest with you, it was very underwhelming in my opinion. I really expected just so much more than what it was. It wasn't great. I didn't think it was amazing at all, and I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the cruise, because I really loved it, because just the view itself was perfect for me. I feel like £15, unlimited drinks, beautiful view along the river, you can't complain. The light show is just a little bonus, but it's very underwhelming. Overall, I'd give this experience like a 7 out of 10. You know, if the Symphony of Lights was a little bit more interesting, then it could be a bit more special. So I'm excited to see the future of the Symphony of Lights show for Hong Kong and what they do on event-based like situations. I think it's going to be very interesting, and I think they'll improve the show massively. So if you don't get to make it for the Symphony of Lights, I don't really think you're missing out on much at all. So for our final first impression of Hong Kong, this city is honestly amazing. It's so busy, but it's just not what I expected at all. The food choices are incredible, the people are so friendly, but the downsides are the prices are here are very, very high, especially for hotels, activities, and that's pretty much about it actually. And some food as well is a little bit expensive. The harbour cruise at night was absolutely amazing. The skyline views were just chef's kiss. They were perfect. Honestly, it was so amazing to see with my own eyes. The only flaw of that as well was that the light show was quite underwhelming. I expected something big and grand, and it just wasn't really that. But overall, I can happily say after my first day in Hong Kong, I love this city.